Okay. So now here we're gonna have the next transaction. What date did that happen, Villegas?
January 3rd.
January 3rd. Purchase office equipment on account, $1,300. We're gonna journalize that. Please enter these transactions on your sheet as well as we're doing them. Please go ahead and enter these. That way you're at the same page, you're at the same spot we are.
Start with what sheet that's on?
Yeah, you should have all those on your sheet.
Can I do it or no?
Yep. There it is. Right? Okay, very good. So let me get Mr. Cooper. Let me have you do the next one. Received cash for services rendered, $950.
See, cash is January 17th.
Yeah, January of 2017. So it's all the same there. And then the date itself happened when, Mr. Cooper? If you look on, well, you didn't take the tablet with you, it's here. So it'll tell you the actual date. On the side.
January 5th.
January 5th. Very good. So you'll write a 5 in the smaller box. There we go. Okay. And now we move on to the actual description itself. So what account was affected when we did this? Received cash for services rendered, $950. So we can always reference back to the T accounts. It's that $950
Revenue.
and this $950.
Revenues were affected.
But what do we call it?
Credit.
Consulting fees.
Consulting fees.
So that was affected as well as,
Cash.
okay? So in the description, we'll start with 1.
So what I type in.
First, make sure you're in the description area. So go ahead and click on the description box. Because right now, if you notice, you're still in C15, which is the day itself.
That would be the third box down. Right? Third box. Description.
It'll be right here. There we go.
Items bought and paid for, right?
So in that description, first we're going to write the account that was affected. So what accounts were affected?
Revenue.
Okay, so but we named it something else.
Consultation fees.
Consulting fees. So you're going to type that in. Consulting fees.
Is that right? Consulting? I'm missing the letter.
Missing the L. You have to use the you're gonna have to double click there. Do you want to get there? Make sure you double click. There you go.
I'm still in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
See, right here behind the,
Yeah, so delete that L, go ahead and delete the L. There we go. So consulting fees. Okay. So go ahead and click enter or right arrow on the arrow key. Okay, so did we debit or credit consulting fees, Mr. Cooper?
he debited.
All you gotta do is reference back to the T accounts. So the T accounts are up there.
He said that he said that, they paid him for services did.
Yeah, so look, let's reference back to the T accounts. The consulting fees, $950, were they debited or credited?
He's to the positive.
But is it a debit or a credit?
Credit.
Yes. And since we're up there, what other account was affected?
Cash.
And was that debited or credited?
Debit.
Okay, so remember that, so when we're typing that in a little bit. Okay, so now that means that consulting fees has to be credited. And how much was it?
$950.
Okay, so go ahead and type that in.
So he was credited?
Yep. Good. Hit enter now. Okay, so now what other account? We got to go back to the description. What other account was affected besides consulting fees?
Cash.
Okay, so let's go ahead and type cash in there. Under the description, under consulting fees.
I mean, he was debited.
Okay?
So that's to the right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now let's write in, we have to write in cash. We have to physically write it under consulting fees. So go ahead and click under there. Okay. And one thing we have to do is we have to indent it, right? So cash itself has to be indented.
Why do that?
So go to the front of cash. Go to the in front of the C. And use the space bar. A little bit more. That's good. Okay. Is that it, Mr. Cooper? Are we done or we still need something else?
I think that's done.
So let's look at the other ones right before it. What do they have that this one doesn't have?
Well, I
It
think
needs what does it say? It needs a description.
So now we need an actual verbal description where we're actually trying to, instead of using numbers and accounting terminology, now we're trying to type in something that anyone can understand as to what just happened. So that has to go under cash. Under cash, we're going to type in something.
all I can think of is accounts paid.
A perfect description is what the book actually gives you. So look at, what did they actually say there for January 5th?
Receive cash for services rendered.
That's what you would type in there. So you got to type receive cash, right? Receive cash for services rendered.
Yeah.
Here it is. You can tap it on that, for number 5.
What did receive cash for what?
Services rendered.
That would be under credit, right?
The receive cash for services rendered.
Yeah.
That's just gonna have. That's gonna be under the description. It's just you're typing a little small sentence in, so that someone who doesn't understand the other stuff can understand what just happened. And then that must be indented as well, right? So that whole thing must be indented.
Okay.
So you gotta go back to it, Mr. Cooper. Go back to it. It has to be indented as well. So click back in that box and double click right in front of receive cash and indent it. Past cash. It has to be indented and reference to cash. So keep going. Keep going. Keep going some more. That's good right there. Now hit enter or click on another cell. There we go.
And this, what do we got going on after break?
We're gonna have the
Specialist meeting?
yeah, it's gonna be in here. They're gonna come to our class.
Okay.
So after we write the little description, we have to indent a little more before that? Before like the catch?
You mean here?
Yes.
Here in this part? Yes. So we have to be able to see that these two are accounts and then this is a description. So that's why we indent. So this one we needed to indent here. For paid office rent, we needed to indent. This has to be indented just a little bit over past cash. Okay, Ortega, do the next one.
Okay, for
And it happened January 8th. Pay telephone bill, $85. January 8th. Oh, you almost fumbled that.
Yeah, I used my body. But they tell you not to catch your body too much.
Yeah.
On the 8th, January 8th. Telephone bill.
We can put just JAN, abbreviate January, the month of January.
I think it might still go in if I were to do it.
Yeah, I already set it up. Even if you type JAN, it will just spell the whole thing out for you. In the actual accounting world, they want to see the full word spelled out. Because don't we use acronyms for other business terms?
Yeah.
So you don't want someone to get JAN confused with maybe an acronym that company uses, right?
Yeah. Correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
just indent that last statement as well. Okay. Good.
Leave it here or get back to you.
Yeah. Hand out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't shovel passes.
Okay, so Zavala, next one. Pay for a magazine subscription, $20. Here it is. Pay for a magazine subscription.
So I would put the date first, right?
Then you must skip one line, one entire line. There we go. And what date did it happen? What's the actual day it happened?
What was it for? The
Paid for magazine subscription.
something like that.
So you'll write 10 in the little box. There we go.
And I would put it under
So you can always reference back to the T account. So when we did that, it was a miscellaneous here and a cash here, right?
miscellaneous.
Expense.
And on the bottom one, what would I put?
The other account that was affected, so it's
Cash.
yes. Cash right there.
Is that correct?
Yes. And then now in the description, now we have to type in a verbal description there. And you can just use the one the book used there.
So it would be magazine subscription.
Whatever, what does that sentence say there?
Paid for magazine subscription.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's all you have to write.
Okay.
That's it. Not too bad, right? What do you guys think?
Just like you said, tedious.
It's just tedious, that's it, right? Because we have to document everything, that's it. So we're gonna need some more area for me to enter some more journal entries. What do I do?
You just highlight it all.
I like the bottom.
Highlight the bottom here, all the way across, okay? You guys see this little green box? I have to put my mouse cursor over it, and when it's a solid cross, you gotta make sure the cross is solid. I just drag down. And let go. And look at the numbers continue, right? It's numbering it for me. Why are those numbers important? Why are these numbers on the side, the numbering here? Why is that important? Why do we need those numbers there?
Shows us what column, what row, what column is that.
To put in the ledger.
To put in the ledger, because then later we're going to have the post reference, correct? In the ledger. And this, if we say cash was credited $20 in cash's ledger, we will show that it happened in post reference 22. And it'll be journal J22, correct? Later when we're doing the ledger. Okay? But let's finish this and then we'll jump into the ledger. I know Zavala just looked at me like I'm a bear, like, what? What are you talking about?
Wait,
I'll show you right now when we do the ledger. This stuff has to match with the ledger. Okay? So, Ms. Abarca, you're up. Purchase office supplies on account, $250. When did this happen? The 11th. You guys notice one cool thing about Excel? Right when she started typing office, what came up? Office equipment, because it's something we previously typed, right? So Excel will remember this in case you want to just quickly enter it later. Look what's going to happen right now when she begins to type. Pops up on its own, right? I didn't even catch that. A/P means what?
Accounts payable.
Accounts payable. I'm glad you guys are learning this new language.
What do you expand it?
So you need more? Okay, so go to the very bottom and highlight from 20 all the way. So click on that 20 and then go just this way. Just a single up. Right there. Let go. Now you're gonna look at that little green square. Where is it? Move it more so. Okay. And that cross has to be solid. So move it closer to the green post. Gonna do it again. Don't click until the you let go there. Move it till it's a solid cross. There it is. Up. There. Click it, drag it all the way down. As far as you want. Doesn't matter. You can let go. There it is. Okay? Pretty cool trick, huh? Makes it a lot easier. Okay. So we have that one that happened on January 11th. Mr. Vasquez has moved to the next transaction, January 15th. Made a payment on account, $200. On January 15th, made a payment on account for $200.
Made a what was that again?
Made a payment on account for $200. So what accounts were affected? Made a payment on account, which was that one and this one.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
We all speak the same language.
Cash, right?
Yes, sir.
Good?
Now all you have to do is indent those. So we're gonna have to indent cash a little bit and then payment on account.
And then
Yeah. Ms. Abarca,
Yes.
show them how you indented just a few seconds ago. What format did you use to indent?
That top.
Yeah. Everybody listen and watch what she's gonna do. What are you gonna do, Ms. Abarca?
No, 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 this arrow. There's an arrow that shows to the right.
Okay, then she's gonna click on the next one. So now Vasquez, you do it. Click on the payment one.
oh, second one?
Good. Okay.
Alright.
Everybody saw that? Okay, good, Vasquez. Very good. Oh, you know what? We forgot to write in January, so let's just simply do this. 'Cause
Oh.
there it is. It was just hidden.